Good evening, my dear viewer. It's yet another wonderful time here on ebntv, striking a conversation on our show, the Leadership Challenge Show. I am glad that you are watching, and as we begin our conversation today, please begin to tweet, to send your text and SMSs. Make sure that you are talking to us, because we value your feedback very much. We also want to know what you are saying about the conversation or the discussion of today. And today we press on with the issue of leadership versus politics. Leadership versus politics. And with us in studio is Dr. Mary Mugo, a senior lecturer, a writer, and a consultant on the issue of leadership and business. Welcome to the show. Doctor, please greet us and let us know you and hear your voice again. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Reverend. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
And it is important for Kenyans to understand that you don't necessarily become a leader just because you're a politician. And I believe this conversation will help Kenyans to elect leaders, not politicians.
Not politicians. Wow. That's a heavy punch. I think we are beginning on a very high, tough note. Daktari, help us to draw the line between leadership and politics. And because politics sometimes is also a process by which in democratic nations we get leaders into positions. Help us how we can ensure that leadership is valued rather than the hype of politics and the noise of politics.
Thank you very much. Let me start by defining what politics is all about.
Yes.
Originally, you'll be surprised, Reverend, the word politics comes from two words.
Really?
It comes from poli and ticks. Poli meaning many, and ticks meaning blood-sucking animals.
Really?
That is originally the meaning of politics.
Yes.
Many blood-sucking ticks. Okay? Now let's go back to what I thought the viewers needed to know that. Now, politics and leadership is intertwined.
Yeah.
And politics and leadership or influence the nation.
Yes.
Or influence a region, or influence a county, or influence a ward. There is no doubt about it. But it is important for our viewers to understand that it is not necessarily true that when you do politics, you are a leader. In fact, there's a writer who says it is very unlikely that a politician can be a great leader. And he equates that to the unlikelihood of a prostitute being a virgin girl.
Really?
So, however, there are some great leaders who still play politics, but it is that difficult. And therefore, what is the difference between politics and leadership, or politicians and someone who is a leader?
Yeah.
The first difference is that in politics, they use relationship to advance their selfish ambitions.
Relationships.
They use use relationships to advance their own selfish ambitions. A leader has a shared vision, and they use that vision to do something. They have a worthy cause for the people that they are leading, if they are in leadership at the national level. In fact, a politician sees you, my viewers and our viewers, as either two things. They see you as a tool to what they want to do, or as their enemy.
Oh.
For a politician, you are either a tool, a tool,
Yes.
A tool to be used to further their issues, or you're simply their enemy. A leader sees you as their partner in growing the nation, in growing the community, in growing the county, whatever it is.
Wow.
A politician gives you leftovers. Huh? They give you the fish. So a politician will do all they can do and give you leftovers. A leader who has a position in politics, on the other hand, will empower you, will give you the tools to do the fishing.
Yeah.
They will ensure that you are independent of them. You see, a politician ensures that the electorate will always be dependent on them. A leader, I'm going slowly because this is important. We are going to
very,
2022.
very important. Very, very
so
important.
So that you can actually know, our viewers, what kind of a person is really a leader in matters politics. So a politician will actually give you leftovers. They want you to be independent, such that when you have a problem, you run to them. A leader who owns a political office will empower you. They want you to be independent in a way that you don't need them at all. Yeah? A politician's ref are the kind of persons or the kind of people who actually uses tribe, uses religion to bring people together. So they look at you from a tribal angle. So when they bring up their team, whether it's a team to do campaigns, whether it's a team to do anything, the tribal angle must be there. The religious angle sometimes must be there. But a leader who is in a political position, when they are bringing up their team, they bring people who are competent, people who share values, people who share principles. And in fact, a politician, everything they do is not based on any values. No. For them, it is about what is in there for me. And interestingly, Rev, a politician is the kind of person who ensures at the end of the day that you have a promise. You have heard what the guys are promising.
Exactly.
In fact, I saw today in the papers one of the contenders promising to cut tax by 50%.
Impossible.
They have a promise, but they under-deliver.
Wow. Okay. So Daktari, the viewers are wondering. So we have politics before we get the leaders we'll need in office in 2022. So what should we do? Because we should not wait to complain and begin to regret. And this telecast is coming to prepare Kenyans and the voters on. So tell us some of the right things we need to begin to do to ensure we get leaders and not merely politicians.
Thank you, Rev. You see, a politician goes with what the public opinion, what is called populism, what is the public saying. But actually a leader will stand for the truth irrespective of the public opinions. So we need, as a electorate, in my view, to have the right marking scheme for the leaders.
Okay.
Most of us electorates, we have the wrong marking scheme. We think that someone is a leader because there's a crowd that comes when they are around. We think that someone is a leader because they give us handouts. We think someone is a leader because when I call them for my Arabic, they show up. Nothing wrong with that, but that does not necessarily make you a leader. So we need to change the way we see things. We need to differentiate who really is a leader. Is this guy concerned about our welfare? Is this guy concerned about development? Does this person, do they have values? Do they have principles? Do they do what they promise? So the key word, Rev, here is you need to change the marking scheme, because our marking scheme is the problem.
And I agree with you, totally agree. But how are we going to free ourselves with the kind of politics that we have in this country? Of course, I know as we continue this conversation, we'll come to the place where we want to know how is the landscape, the political landscape looking like, and you'll be helping us when we come to that time. But how will Kenyans free themselves in a way, because there's a brand of politics that we have in this country. There's a type of politics we have in this country, which many times does not allow us to elect good leaders. How can we free ourselves as voters, as the electorate, to get good leaders?
Rev, allow me to use the Bible. You see, the Bible says that renew your mind.
Oh, yeah.
You see, everything is in the mind. We have allowed our leaders to, for lack of a better word, to manipulate the way we think, to manipulate the way we see things. Because you see, in Kenya, if you don't give handouts, you can't be a leader. You know?
You'll not be elected.
No, nobody will elect you. They'll say you are not giving us nothing. So the only way out for electorates to change the kind of leaders, they must change their way of thinking. They must understand what exactly makes a good leader. And most importantly also, they need to understand what is the work of political leaders. Because sometimes we think that a leader is supposed to do specific things. Very few Kenyans will tell you what an MP is supposed to do. Very few Kenyans will tell you what it is an MCA is supposed to do. But we have allowed ourselves to be given the leftovers, and we are happy. But also the leaders themselves also need to change, because again they have made it so easy to manipulate the people, because they'll come with their handouts, and then the people are like, yeah, let's see the handouts. After all, we don't know whether we'll see this guy again.
Yeah.
So for me, we must change our mindset. And we must be able to know the person that we are bringing in. Is it someone who can keep their word? We have talked about integrity a million times.
Yes.
Is it somebody who says and walks the talk? Because it is one thing to say, it is one thing to promise, it's another thing to do what you are promised.
Yes.
Is it a person who actually is able to put themselves in the shoes of the person they are leading,
yes,
and make them independent? Because guess what, Ref? In this country, by the way, if you didn't know, we have the largest slum in this country, in Africa, I think.
In Africa, it is in this country.
The question is, why is it that nobody has ever transformed that slum? It's because they want you to be dependent on them. Oh. They want you to be, you know, not to live without them being in it. Because remember, I said a politician uses you as a tool for their own ambition.
Yes.
A politician will use you to further their own needs. For a politician, is about what is in there for me. And it is really sad, Brave, that an electorate can continue electing people, and they don't seem to care that these people, for lack of better words, have been in these governments from time immemorial. Nothing changes, but we are still singing about them. So it's all in the mind. We've got to change our mind. We've got to change how we see things. We've got to change how we mark who is a good leader.
We know some people that are standing up for election in 2022, and some of them we know they are good. But according to the way coalitions are being crafted, do you think they will see the light of day?
You know, I'm not a political analyst, but using my leadership knowledge and my strategy knowledge, in this country, it is very difficult to survive if you are an honest person. Not just in politics, even in organizations.
And in business.
Everywhere. I mean, if you are in an organization, you are a leader and you are truthful, you are honest, you're going to suffer for a long time. So, to answer that in very few words,
yes,
we've got a long way to go.
So we are cursed as a country.
No, we are not cursed.
Well, okay, we are just, you know, we are just cursed with that kind of a curse that we will never get good leaders.
You know, the Bible says that when you get tired, I think the Bible says, I think it is Esau who was being told about his brother Jacob, that when you get tired,
you will cast off the yoke.
Yeah, you cast off the yoke. So we've got to get tired.
Wow.
We've got to get tired of the kind of leaders we have. We've got to get tired of people who are full of scandals and corruption and who have done nothing. We've got to get tired.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We are discussing a very, very important topic today. I don't want you to go far. We are taking a short break, but of course you have heard for yourself. We are standing on the road to 2022. We are seeking for good leadership, but we must now begin to come to the place where we are able to separate the fat from the meat. And according to the way coalitions are being crafted, Kenyans have to wise up so that we can put men of integrity into leadership. We take a short break. We'll be right back. Come back, my dear viewer, to Leadership Challenge Show here on ebntv. Dr. Mary Mugo is together with us to help us in this conversation. We ended at a very good note in the first session where we said we need to be careful. All of us, we are on the road map towards 2022, and we need to put good leaders into position. Dr. Our brand of politics. I will want you to describe for us in this country what kind of politics dominate here. Are they also the same kind of politics that like dominate other nations? The coalitioning and the coming together and the groupings and all that, and the noise, the violence, the manipulation, and always the court battles after election. What kind of politics do we have in this country?
Majorly, the kind of politics we have in this nation, Rev, are politics of deceit, politics of betrayal.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you people just come together because they want to achieve, they just want to be elected. After they are elected,
they can part ways.
No, they actually, politicians don't have permanent friends or enemies. It's just about their interest. So because of that, we have politics of deceit, politics of betrayal, politics of manipulation, politics of lies. As in, they just want to get there. They just want to be entitled to some. They want those trappings of power that, hey, I'm this and this. So our politics are those kind of politics. Even the coalitions you see are coalitions of convenience. So our brand of politics are politics of convenience. Is it convenience for me to be with you now? If it is convenience for me to be with you and win, so be it.
Yeah.
If it is not convenience, I'll throw you. And that is why you hear them talking about listening to the ground. The listening to the ground really is about me getting back my seat. It's not about what I'm going to do for the people. So you'll find that our politics has a lot of betrayal. They will always betray you the next day. But in the next elections, you are together again. Because all of you get what you want. Our politics are politics where everybody thinks that money is everything. That is why it is hard. It has happened before, but it is hard for you to get a political, to go to politics unless you have enough money. Because you have got to do campaigns that are full of handouts. So our political brand also is a brand of handouts. Or what I called earlier leftovers. You come, I give you something, you give me something. So basically, it is a politic of buying leadership.
Buying positions.
Correct. That is why you find dangerous people being voted very high positions.
And you wonder what they had to be.
People who are, people who are abusive. In fact, that's another brand of our politics. Abusing one another.
Yes.
Violence. If I don't like you, I will throw stones at you. If I don't like you, I'll say anything. I'll even dig to know your history. I'll make sure you even go to jail if necessary. That is why you see everybody You know, you remember I think it's last year or the other year, there was Mwosho Moja kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's our brand of politics.
Mwosho Moja.
As long as you are this side, you are clean.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You shift to the other side. You are corrupt.
Yes.
You shift back.
You are not. You are good.
Clean.
Yes.
Nyeupe kama pamba. So our politics are basically politics of that kind of nature, and even more worse,
yes,
our politics are politics of tribal cocoons. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm happy it seems to be changing now.
Yeah.
Maybe in another 10 years, the tribal aspect will be gone to some extent. Because before it was about which tribe. You know, I keep wondering, Rev, who said that if you are a good leader is Reverend Kavoi?
Yeah.
Who said if you are good and you are from the tribe you come from, the next person is from the tribe you come from and is good, they cannot lead?
Yeah.
Who said?
Nobody said.
Yeah, so our politics
it's a lie.
Yeah, they just look at people from a tribal angle. So anything you say in politics, depending on where you come from, people will take it in a different way. That's the kind of politics I see people having. That is why you hear issues to do with watermelon. You know, people keep changing, depending.
Yeah.
Remember, I say that politics is about self-interest. Actually, what is permanent in politics is self-interest.
So it's a game of survival?
Correct. You as long as I'm surviving, as long as my interest is taken care of, I don't care. So the issue of manifestos in Kenyan politics, they don't work. Those are things that you're given to doing you.
And I wish, Dr. you could really delve into that, because the manifestos, we really need to interrogate. What are these people saying they will do? And is it viable, or they are just promising things? Yes.
Yeah, you see, what they say they will do is very nice. If you read the manifestos of literally all the political the political guys,
yes,
whether whichever party it is, their manifestos are perfect. And by the way, because I've read some of them, those manifestos are almost the same.
Yes,
almost the same. The question is, do they do what is in that manifesto? That is why I said politicians will overpromise but underdeliver.
You know, you are reminding me of the laptops. And we do not have laptops which were cheaper than the SGR.
Correct.
Which were really cheaper than the SGR. And this is our future. Children are our future of the nation. But we went to SGR. We left a very critical component. We left it behind and we forgot it. Then we have the big four, which have I think they were somewhere in the books, rotting somewhere. Really, do we really know what we are doing? This politics.
Let me tell you, Frev. You see, the other shocker that our viewers need to know is Singapore was where Kenya was at the same time. In fact,
at the day of independence.
In fact, it is said that Singapore came and got the blueprint that Kenya had at independence. They implemented it. That's why they are what they are today. In Kenya, we are good in writing things, writing plans. Now I'm becoming a strategic leader, but we never implement. The problem with Kenya is implementation. Kenya is full of great ideas.
So what are you telling Kenyans when it comes to manifestos? Are we going to listen to somebody who is just playing with our minds with the promises, or we must reason out with the manifestos?
You see, the tragedy is that unfortunately, as good as the manifestos are, the people are the same ones that have been there for a long time. And you see, when you promise me something today, you don't do it. Tell me any of the serious contenders who has not been in government for more than 15 years. Is there any?
No, none.
So what is it that they have not done for the last 15 years that they are now going to do? Which miracle is going to happen? You see, the point of the matter is manifestos are good, but the question is who implement. And remember, politicians bring their team together based on self-interest, based on tribe, based on region, not based on competence. So who are going to implement these manifestos? If you bring people who voted for you because they gave you money, because they did. Because for a politician, it is about their prosperity.
Yes.
For a leader, it's about posterity. It's about tomorrow.
Yeah.
So for a politician, they are like, well, how do I make money out of this? So even in those manifestos, they are likely to implement something that will put something in their pockets. Anything else that does not, that can wait.
So, Daktari, we are on our own?
No, we must not give up. We are not on our own.
It looks like these guys, they come, they tell us all these things, but back in their minds, they know this is not, we are just treating their ears, we are just entertaining their, giving them music in their ears. And when they enter into the office,
no, it's because
does it really mean largely Kenyans are on their own?
Actually, the problem is us Kenyans also, because we have refused to hold our leaders accountable. You see, if we had even just 100 Kenyans who hold their leaders accountable, we'll be moving. And as I said, this holding accountable is not just in politics. You see, Rev, the leader that you have in your constituency is as good as the electorate there. Because I normally say, as a person, you will know that you are not a thief if we give you the opportunity to be where the thieves are and you don't steal. Actually, most people today are not corrupt. They are not thieves because they have not had the opportunity to steal. To be in a position where they can steal. Even in organizations, check. We never hold our leaders accountable. In fact, if you try to hold leaders accountable in an organization setup, you are branded. They start saying you are too much.
Deputy Jesus.
No, not even. No, they'll even start asking you, kwani kampuni ni yako? Si wachane na watu wa kule.
Yes.
So we've got to change our minds as
mwingine aliuliza mwingine kama kwani hii pesa ni ya mama yako.
Arafu?
Yes.
You see, those are that's the language.
Yes.
So we've got to change. We've got to hold our leaders accountable. Let's see the manifesto. And of course, let us ask them, this was in your previous manifesto. Have you done it? Why have you not done it? And when I listen to them, the reasons they give, I just laugh. And then I see the kind of crowns they are having. I'm like, Kenyawe Kenyans, we are true tools. Remember, you are either a tool or an enemy. So I think most of us are just tools to be used by politicians. Okay.
I think populism is a problem in this country. And guys just wait for a wave to form and they jump on top of it and fly into leadership position. Can Kenyans wise up a little bit and open their eyes?
We have just refused to. You know, Rev, when someone gets used to something so much, they think it is the right thing. We have been used to so much. You see, there are some regions, if you stand with a certain party, it is obvious you'll be elected, irrespective of who you are. And that is the populism you're talking about. So, and remember, a politician is about their self-interest. I respect politicians who go against the wave. I respect Mother Karua with all my heart. She will go against the wave probably because she has values or she has principles.
And it's amazing because after many years, they still find this person is relevant. Like now.
I'm telling you. Because you see, for her, everybody else will be going this way, but she believes if this is the right thing to do. But guess what? I don't know whether she won or not, but she did win well, she's not the governor of Kirinyaga, although she says she won, but she's not the governor of Kirinyaga. No? Even with all the honesty, you see, Mother Karua, in my view, is one leader that stood. No wonder all those ladies who are seen to be tough, people tell them they are Karuas. Because you know why? Because Karua is a honest person. And Karua is, let me tell you the kind of leader, those are the kind of leaders we need. Sometimes I wish she could be a president. Because you know what? One, Karua was the first to resign as a cabinet minister. Willingly. During Kibaki's time.
For not agreeing with what is happening.
She didn't agree and she just resigned. She does. I mean, in other words, we need people who stand for something. You know, whether that something is bad or not, stand for it.
Wow.
So the problem is us. You see, when people are going with waves, we want to follow them. That is also human nature. Human nature likes, it is called in organization behavior groupthink. Groupthink is where we are many of us, so I can say anything. Even the most introverted human beings in a group, they'll carry a placard. They'll even go and strike. They'll even have violence. But put them alone, they are different. So we need to get out of that thinking that you must be aligned to so and so for you to be a leader. And it is because politics is about public opinion.
Yes.
But leadership is about a worthy cause. So is it about public opinion or is it about what you can do for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, and then now, when we come to the campaign period, violence, it appears like violence is something we entertain because it tends to bring some votes to us. I don't know, and you may find that a party with the party leader they are supporting, the violent young man or somebody down there, because they know through violence they will coerce people into it. What do you say about violence, even as we get on our road to 2022?
You see, violence creates fear.
Yeah.
By the way, if you see a leader who believes in violence, they basically know they have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
Because what they are doing is they are bringing violence so that people can fear.
Yes.
They are bringing violence so that either they deter you from going to elect you the leader of your choice, and they win, or they are doing it so that they can scare the other people who want to come into leadership.
Wow.
So violence is one of the worst things that you can do as anybody going into politics. But again, the question is, why is the electorate allowing themselves to be used as tools of violence?
Yeah, it's really a question. And I think we are not going to conclude this, although my director is saying the time is up. But we are not going to conclude before we list out these things and call them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because these are some of the things that, they soil us so much and they mislead us. And we have talked about bribery, the use of money, which is as evil as the use of violence.
Correct. Yeah.
And we can go ahead and list a little bit more. And Kenyans, you have to be warned. If you find a politician is coercing you with money or is using violence, these are people to be voted out. They should not be voted in. Completely. And I think also many people that are aspiring to win in the elections, they also use the tribal card.
Yeah, you see, before we go for the break, Rev, unfortunately, our politicians, their focus is not on issues. They don't focus on issues. That's why I'm saying at least things are changing a bit, because people seem to be wanting to focus on issues.
Yes.
Our politicians focus on what is in there for me. How can I use other people? How can I use my tribe? How can I use my numbers? Yeah.
And so we have violence, we have corruption, bribery, we have the tribal card. What else do we have? Because all these cards are going to be pulled out. And Kenya will be pulled on all directions. This one, if he's not using, he thinks he's not popular in a certain town and is dominated by a certain, they put the fear scare. Yes. So there are things that really Kenyans we must be worried about, and we must never allow leaders who practice such. They are not good people. Correct. If they are using that.
I agree with you, Rev. They are terrible people. Yeah.
We take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, my dear viewer. This is Leadership Challenge Show on ebntv. Tonight, we are striking a conversation with Dr. Mary Mugo, a senior lecturer at Multimedia University, and a consultant and also a writer, an expert in strategic management. You are welcome. Dr. we must look at the people that are fronting themselves for leadership.
Is it for presidents?
For president. Let's begin with the president. Let's
start
begin there. We may not even have time to go and look at the others. But now, how many people do you think have come out to say, I want the leadership of the nation? How many people do we have? How many contenders have already declared?
What I see, this is my opinion, Ref. I may be wrong, but this is my opinion. I think we have the UNDA candidate. We have the Azimio la Umoja, which is ODM candidate.
Yes.
I think there is also OKA.
There's OKA with the three principles.
With 3 principles.
Yes.
And then we have also a candidate for DP, Democratic Party.
Oh, okay.
So those are the 4 that I've seen coming
That is
up.
the speaker?
JB Muturi, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 4 that I've seen that, those are the 4 kind of groupings that I see. But what I see from a strategic point of view, these 4 may actually end up being 2. Because of self-interest.
Now, before we come to the 2, don't you think the number is going to grow and increase? Because the other day on this show, I had a conversation, an interview with Ruben Kigame, who says also is running. Do you think there are others also who will be coming on in the list? You said we have Honorable Raila Odinga. We have His Excellency Deputy President William Ruto. Then we have
the OKA 3.
The OKA 3. That is where we have Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. We have Honorable Wetangula. And we have Mudavadi there. And then we have Muturi for DP. These are the ones that you have listed. Don't you think the list is going to grow?
The list should grow, but let me help politicians from a leadership and strategic point of view. You need to start early.
Oh.
You see, it is not possible to come up in March next year and win. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Irrespective of how strategic you can be.
Yeah.
No. You've got to keep on speaking, and people don't know that aspect, Rev, about leadership. Communication is very important in leadership.
Yes.
You've got to keep on telling people, because you must remain at the top of the mind of the electorate.
Yes.
If today you go and ask a child today, who is standing for president, they will tell you. Because they see them in news or wherever. So we need more people. We need more people probably who have even gone fearing the likes of Ruben Kigame. But the question is, will they make the mark that is required? However, I wish there could be more. And they could be more serious, like the ones that Kenyans are calling 2 horses. I keep asking why we call them 2 horses and not 2 goats or 2 sheep.
Bulls. Or
bulls.
Yes.
They have their own reasons. So yes, many needs to come up.
Yes.
But as they come up, they need to understand how to ensure they win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have said that you think the number will fall and end up like 2 groups, major formations.
At the end of the day, you see, if you look at the USA, for example, you have Democrats and Republicans.
Yes.
Those are the 2 that dominate any election. The others who are kando.
Yes.
So in Kenya, it's the same thing. There are probably 2 will dominate, but there will others. Mwalimu Ndindas will be there also. But 2 will dominate. And what is going to happen, especially for those who are real politicians, meaning they have self-interest, they'll fix themselves in any of those 2. So it will not be a wonder to find out of the 7 that we know who have really been declared, out there.
Yes.
Out of the 7, you'll hear maybe one has been made the vice president or whatever, the deputy president in one, another one in one. Or they'll have an agreement that you'll be the speaker of the National Assembly, you'll be the speaker. Because politics is about self-interest in this country. It's not about you, it's not about me. If you get a leader who cares about you, please be very happy. Because there are some in this country whose development is really good and unmatched. Those are now leaders, though they may be playing politics, because again, politics is part of life. Even in our own homes, we play politics. That is why you find the lawyer and daughter, when they want something, they speak to you and not the mother, or the other way around, depending on the word. That's also politics.
Yeah.
But in terms of leadership of this nation, we need to understand that politicians is about themselves. What is in there for me?
Yeah.
What is in there for my family?
Yes.
That is why you find even when they want to appoint, government people in government positions, they'll use the triple card, they'll use their loyalty card, who gave me what, who campaigned for me. In fact, they'll keep asking you those questions. Did you campaign for me?
Yes.
They never care about competence,
yes.
because it's about them. They want what I call in my book psychophants. They want the yes guys.
Yeah.
When I tell you sign here that I have done this stadium, I sign, but I know it has not been done. So that is where we are, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
And you see, one of the leading figures in this country, Francis Atwoli, the other day was asking the question, in whose hands are we safe? Look at these 4, 5, 7 guys that have declared their interest, and let's look at the issues each one of them is bringing up. If it is ODM, what are they saying they will do? If it is UDA, what are they saying they will do? If are the OCA 3 or OCA 4, why are you calling them 3?
They are not. No, they are 4. They are not 3.
They are 4. Yeah.
Really?
No, Gideon Moy is also there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they are 4. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are they standing for? And because what we should think of, what we should really go for is the idea. What idea do you have? What ideology do you have that can turn around things?
You know, Rev, unfortunately, I don't think any of them has any ideology they follow. It's just about self-interest. You see, if you look at the manifestos of those guys, because they have been in government for long, they have always outlined what they want to do. In fact, our politics have never been issue-based. Our politics are tribal-based. They are based on who I know, who you know where. It is very difficult to find someone who is a politician and they have no connection with another politician. Because politics, remember I said politics is a relationship focused, and how I can use this relationship to further my interests. So the question we should be asking ourselves is, why should we even be bothered in whose hands we are safe? We have a constitution. We have already said how we want to be governed. So the question I keep asking myself from a leadership point, from a strategic point of view, why should we be so scared that if so and so becomes president, we are finished? And yet there is a constitution that governs how we should be governed. There are rules and regulations in this country which tells us what to do when someone does wrong. Look at KEMSA, Ref. People have been fired. The top guys who are in KEMSA were not fired, they were transferred elsewhere. What does that tell you? Basically, interest. What we should, interest. Thank you. You are a good student. Interest. You see, the question we should be asking ourselves is, why are people not following the laid down guidelines to govern us as people? If the constitution clearly states this is what should be done for CDF, this is what should be done, and the person is not doing it, why are we not getting them out? Look at KMC, Ref. KMC has made losses all its life. You put an army man, there may be issues with all putting these army men, but look at it objectively. You put the army man, now people are paid their meat on time, it is making money. What has changed? The leadership. Period. So this country has enough laws, has enough rules.
We just need good leadership.
We just need someone good at the top who will do what they say they'll do, who will keep their word, and who will go in line with the constitution.
And okay, there are these populism games that are going on right now, and we keep on hearing statements like climbing the mountain. Everybody wants to climb the mountain. And you really wonder, should it really be about that popularity, or we should go for issue-based? Because if as you have correctly said, that it may narrow down to only 2-horse race. Then we come to the margins, percentage margins, whereby the margins are almost like Nachana 1%, the difference is 1%, 2%, 3%. Don't you think this, and then we end up the same place where we were the other time, violence and people saying you have stolen my votes and all these things, and what don't you think if the top or the ones that are ahead, the contenders that are ahead, if they were issue based, don't you think it could rightly give us good margins? Because issues will not lie. If you are driving a good agenda and issue, it will put a margin of like 20% difference between the leading contender and the runners up. Yeah. So don't you think we just should go to issues rather than populism of climbing the mountain or who is up here? You know, I am on Twitter, I am seeing the competition of posting crowds, and you see, did you see what happened when Baba went to this other place? Did you see what Uda did? What? Come on, can we just break away from this and come to issues so that now we can now begin to draw lines, and that can give us good margins in difference. This is a good man, this is not a good man.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rev. We need to be issue-based. We need to ask those hard questions as directorate. The question is, are we in a position to ask them? Do we ask them even in the first place? You see, climbing the mountain or not, unfortunately, they must climb if they have to win. Because again, from a strategic point of view, you need numbers. For you to win, you need numbers. But the question is, are you climbing the mountain to get numbers, or are you climbing the mountain and tell the mountain what you are going to do for them? You see, so the issue, I had someone arguing the other day from the mountain that someone went to one place in the mountain and they had not been there, I don't know, for 10 years.
Yeah, I heard that. I also heard something like that.
I'm like, so, you see, the bottom line, Rev, is interest. What do I do? And the question I keep asking myself is, what are the people in the mountain who probably are a bit rich? What is it that they fear? Because if you check this mountain aspect, you can see specific people are this side, specific people are the other side. Why? Because as I said, why should I fear if I am governed the right way? So we need to start being issue-based. We need to be honest with our leaders, so that when they come and they lie to us, I should be able to look at any leader on their face and tell them, hey, you are a liar because you said this the last time, you did not do it, because you had this position or you have this position, you are doing nothing. We just need to be honest. We need just to hold them to account. But the rectory doesn't do that. In fact, it is so sad, Ref, that it is the rectory that fight, not the leaders.
The leaders don't fight.
You will be surprised, those two guys who call each other names, in the evening they are calling each other. And
their business partners.
And probably their business partners. They even go for lunch together.
Yes.
Na sisi huku unasema hapana, why are you in Nunda? Why are you in Nunda? My friend. Let's just let's remove the foolishness in our heads, and begin to see and begin to have leaders who will help this nation. We need to look at posterity, not populism.
Wow. Yeah, our time is really running out very fast. And my dear viewer, we are the voters, and I don't know what you will say about it, but my wish and my prayer is that we would listen to these people early enough and make a choice, so that by the time we come to cast our votes, the margin, the difference margin is huge, so that there will be no round two and there will be no court battles. But I don't know what you are going to say. Maybe you can look at your camera and speak to the viewers, and maybe we conclude. Before
I speak to the viewers, Rev, let me tell you something. In this country, from history, unless things have changed, even if the margin is as big as 5 million.
20%, yes.
No, 5 million.
Yes.
There's someone who still said it was stolen.
Oh.
You know why? Look at, was it 1997? If you look at 1997 and the people who were there then, the number 2 did not complain, probably. In fact, the persons who are complaining were probably nauko number 4, 5 nauko.
Yeah.
Because that is, you see, you can't change who you are unless you decide to change. Our viewers, you need to elect people who will empower you, not people who give you leftovers. Okay?
Yeah.
Our viewers, you need to elect people who have your country at heart. Not people who, when there is danger in this country, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Because even their children are not here, nobody is here. You need to elect people, our viewers, who are not there because they want prosperity, not because they want entitlement, not because they want power and position, but because they have a worthy cause for you as the viewer. That is the only time you get yourself out of this yoke, and it is Bebericon. Get tired of politics of bribery. Get tired of politics of corruption, politics of manipulation, and stand for the truth and get the right leader for this country.
Wow, that is sharp as a razor. We are ending it there, but just know that as voters, we decide. Let us choose wisely and let us do the right thing. Let's also pray that God will give us the right person to lead this nation. Until next time, God bless you. I will see you here again on EBN TV.